Hey everybody, if it's one thing we all know, it's that every city, every town, every village, every state, north or south, felt the pain of the American Civil War. And one of the things that the Civil War proves to us, looking back at it through the period of history we've had since then, is that the Civil War was a great improvisation. North and South, how were you going to raise, train, equip, transport, feed troops? How were you going to care for them medically? What was going to happen to them when they left the service? So every state had an improvisation, and we're going to talk about one of them right here. Hi, I'm Jonathan, your host of 1 Minute Walking Tours, and I am a licensed New York City tour guide. This building behind me, 50 to 51 Howard Street with these big windows, was built in 1861 and was quickly became part of the New York State system for dealing with and treating the soldiers who are wounded, mentally, psychologically wounded, or have chronic diseases, bearing in mind that for every soldier killed in combat, 2 will die of disease, and many of these soldiers will carry diseases on for the rest of their lives. But 50 to 51 Howard Street was called a New York State Soldiers Depot. So if you had been released from the hospital down south, you could come here as kind of a halfway house where there was medical treatment, there was food, there were baths, there were dormitories, there was a women's lounge or receiving room so women could come looking for their families. So New York State sets this up, but by 1864 it is doing so well, the federal government will pitch in money, supplies, another doctor, these sorts of things to help soldiers recover and reacclimate to civilian life. It'll also be open to all federal soldiers. So if you're coming from the north, you've been released from a hospital, you can recover here, but then you can get on a train or you can get on a ferry. The state will give the facility, the Soldiers Depot, a $200,000 endowment to do the works and treat the soldiers as best they could. Bearing in mind, the American Civil War in the 1860s cost $1 million a day for the federal government to prosecute. This was once a city filled with Union soldiers recovering from their wounds and recovering from their addictions, but they were here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you made it this far, you'll hit the like, send me a comment, and subscribe, and we'll do more tours here in New York City, and we'll see you here soon on 1 Minute Walking Tours.